Hi, hello all. Welcome to our fourth Twitter space. For this Twitter space, we are talking about thriving through the academic priorities and GDSC. Okay, everyone. Yeah,
Hi all, good evening. So this is Fahad, and I am Abhimal. We will be the moderator of this Twitter space today. So as Fahad told, today's topic is driving through academic priorities and GDSC. So I think it is one of the most important topic on which most of the leads have confusions and questions and all. So you are always welcome to post your questions in the chat session. You will find a chat icon in the right corner bottom of this Twitter space UI, so you can add your questions there. Okay, so I think we can start with our first question. So here we have former leads who can answer your questions. So if you have any questions, do post there. We will also share our own experience of managing academic priorities and GDSCs. Okay, so let's start with the first question. So So the first question goes to Srijesh. Um, so the question is, how GDSC is gonna impact on placements?
Hi all. Uh, Abhimal, am I audible?
yeah, you're
Yeah, you are.
audible.
Yeah. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Srijesh Shah, and right now I am working on an organization. And through as a lead, I was in final year, and in that particular time, being a GDC lead and handling all these placements, trust me, it was a great thing that you can do. First of all, I would like to say that most of the interview you will need to market yourself. There are two things. First of all, I would like to say, like, first thing is like the technical side, as well as how would you present yourself. And the GDSC is as a GDSC lead, you have a great opportunity to represent a cut above. Like when you are presenting yourself, you have a lot to say, like the experience that you are given, that you have achieved as a part of your community, the management skills you have, and the events that you have done, as well as the position you have. So the first thing, it is like a great thing to make a cut above. So yeah, that is what I say. uh, when you are sitting in a placement drive or something like this, or even for an or an internship or some kind of roles like that, being referring as a GDC lead is always a cut above.
Okay, Srijesh. Okay, so I think Srijesh has answered the question. Like, if you leads are in from fourth years, definitely this will help you. The experience from Srijesh life. He was GDSC lead in his fourth year, so definitely his words will help you. Yeah, so let's move on to the next question. So let's move on to the next question. Academic calendar and GDSC campaign roadmap. So Fahad, can you answer or can you explain this phrase?
Yeah, basically, what what the question means is like most of the universities and institutions have an academic calendar focused on when you will be having holidays, when you will be having exams, and when you will be having all sorts of uh, tests and all such things. So also GDSE also has a similar kind of roadmap given to you during the beginning of the your tenure, basically explaining when the campaigns will come, which month they will be focusing on which tech stack and all sorts of things. So basically try to bring in the events that depends on your GDSE roadmap at the time where it's comfortable to place in your academic schedule. So basically, what I mean by that is like where you'll be having exams at a particular month or so. So try to uh, avoid conducting events at in between the exams because that people won't be joining too much, or that would be beneficial for a very few people. So try to put in the events at the time where you don't have exams. Like try to manage the events at that time also. So basically, uh, look through your academic calendar before conducting any sorts of event so that you can avoid clash with your academic priorities while conducting GDS events. That's basically what I meant by that phrase, uh, like academic calendar and GDSC roadmap. So I think you understood that, right? Okay.
Yeah, Sujay. Yeah, Fagad, it was a great one, great experience from your knowledge. Okay, fine. So I think we can move on to next question. So to the attendees, if you have any queries regarding those questions we asked, you can always ask queries. You can also use the emojis of like raising hand or something. So it will be in our attention so that we can give you speaker access also. So you can always speak. So the next question is to Mohit. Are you there? Uh, Mohit. Okay.
Yeah, he's the he needs
Krishna,
access.
can you give speaker access to Mohit? Mohit, please request for the mic access to the host.
I
Okay,
think we
fine.
can continue with
I think we can
next
move on to
question.
the
Right?
next question.
Yeah. Okay.
Kaivalya, the
So
next question is to you. How can we balance academics and co-curricular activities in general? The question is to Kaivalya.
I think there's some kind of issue with yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Mohit.
Tushar, Mohit is back, right?
Yeah, Mohit is back. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So
I will maybe Mohit question. How do we delegate work times and of piled up academic works and assignments? Mohit, can you answer the question?
Sure, sir. Uh, Hi everyone. My name is Mohit Yogi, and I am a former GDSC lead at Arya College. I am here today to talk you about thriving through academic priorities and GDSC, and the question which I want to answer is how do we delegate work at times of pile up academic works and assignments, isn't it? So so in this tutor space, you will be knowing how to balance your academic priorities. First of all, in order to do that, one must know that the power of collaboration and asking for help. If one has to host some specific amount of events in his or her tenure, then we have to prioritize our task, and we have to seek out for help if we cannot do it on individual basis. And also on extending the answer, we had to set our clear goals and expectations for our tenure, and what kind of questions we should first evaluate, that what do you want to achieve with your GDSC tenure and chapter, how many events do you want to host, and how many students do you want to reach out. And after that you can delegate the task, because what mistake I did in my tenure was that I was trying to do everything on my on by myself. But you have to delegate tasks. You have to assemble a core team of the students who can help you to organize events and run workshops and promote your chapter. And second is you have to communicate effectively with your HOD and with your academic administrations, that you can keep, by which you can keep your members updated on your plans and progress, and without any halt. You can use social media, email, and also other channels to stay in touch. And you have to be always be flexible, as they is saying that we have to prepare for the best, uh, and we have to prepare for the best, and also we have to uh, also prepare for the worst also. So you have to be flexible, that things which don't always go according to your plan, so be prepared to adapt. If an event get cancelled, then you can have that kind of mindset that you have to change that priority, and you have to give it to someone else in your team, or either someone from another GDSC who can host this in collaboration. So by this you can easily avoid the condition of procrastination, and you have to clearly set your expectations and goals within your tenure, what you are going to do. uh, and you have to also host events that are relevant to your interest and your peer environment. So this is what I think. And you have to also partner with local businesses and also ask on LinkedIn to someone who can do those, who can fill those gaps when you are, occupied with your academics. They can be the fillers, like there are fillers in anime also. So there can be people who can fill this gap, and you can promote your chapter in on social media each day, by which you can have a better reach and better speakers also. And
Yeah,
what I think, in our community, in whole GDSC community, the you have to be a mentor of to your members, because uh, whatever effort or things you learn throughout your tenure is directly proportional to your community, how it thrives. And you have to help them to learn and grow. You have to be the one who have to encourage, who have to uh, give them those qualities
yeah,
by your deeds, so your actions will
yeah,
speak.
Mohit. Yeah,
And you have to
yeah, you're right.
and last thing I want
Okay.
to say is that you have to celebrate your trivial successes. Those can be trivial to someone else, but you should and you must celebrate those small successes of every campaign or every session you hosted with your team members and with your chapter members who achieve that goal. And you have to take some time to celebrate, and you have to share it also. So that's how I think you can easily delegate the task.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. So everything is about collaboration and working with your team, and also like being a mentor to all your core team. It's all
Yes,
about
yes.
helping each other. Yeah. So that was really insightful, I should say. So our next question is to Kaivalya. So the question is like, how can we balance academics and co-curricular activities in general? Okay, Kaivalya.
Thank you, Fahad. And sorry, earlier I could not respond. I had some technical issue from my side. So a brief intro about me. I was a GDSC lead, and I'm from Geetham, Visakhapatnam. So this question that was given to me, how can we balance academics and co-curricular activities? That's a very important question because most of us fail at doing so. We usually prioritize one over another, and we usually forget our commitments. So both of them have to be equally prioritized, and academics do have an important role no matter what everyone say. So for that, I'll give you 4 pointers. The first thing is making time for a personal regime. So club should always enable you to find your ikigai. And what's an ikigai? Ikigai is something that you love about. So club is something that will enable you to find your tech ikigai. And in doing this, in doing any club activity, you should never lose your effort. I mean, you should never lose your peace with them. So that's a very important thing. You cannot lose your peace in this process of balancing. And for that, having a personal regime, having a disciplined timetable or schedule for yourself is the best thing that you could do to avoid any kind of imbalance. And how would you do that? Firstly, you should not compromise with your academics, and that can only be done if you have a proper attendance. That's an important thing. Most people forget the attendance part, and at the end, they face a lot of troubles. So for that, you need to have a threshold attendance that's given by your university, and you should not mug up at the end. Mugging up at the end is a bad idea. Most people still survive with that, but if you want to maintain a good CGPA, that's not a good thing. Always prepare notes. listen to the classes, do not miss your classes, because no matter how bad you know your teacher is at explaining things. And I mean, I know a few teachers who are not quite great in explaining things, but there is something that you can learn in every lecture. And missing your classes are not just important for your attendance sake, but there are times when you actually get benefited. You do not have to read everything, read every line on your notebook to maintain a good CGPA. Sometimes listening to your classes is more than enough to do well in your exams. So, do not compromise with the academics. And the important thing that even Mohit has highlighted is taking the help of your team. Delegate the work that's given to you. Do not put all the work and pressure over to yourselves or onto your shoulders. No matter, it doesn't matter whether you're a GDSC lead or anything. After all, you're a human with limitations. Everyone has their limitations and everyone has their own commitments. So always delegate the work whenever it's possible. Delegate the work in such a way that it's distributed among your team and no one feels the same kind of pressure that you do not want to feel. And do take the help of a faculty advisor if you have, because that's like, the positive thing. If you have a faculty advisor, you can always take help from them for the event planning, for venue management, which will help you in conducting more events. And it will, like, that's a major crucial thing. Okay, because you have just joined as a GDSC lead, you might not know this, but when you actually want to conduct events, especially the offline ones, it's a crucial thing to have a proper venue, to have all the event planning things, and to get all the permissions from your university. Just like how Mohit has mentioned earlier, these are some things that you have to focus on, and these can be, I mean, you can take help on all of these factors from your faculty advisor. And the next main thing is, yes, delegation is an important thing. You can delegate works to others, but before you delegate, most people do not feel quite comfortable with delegation. The best way you can make others feel comfortable with that is not just making yourself find pleasure in the club activities, but also making others find the same kind of pleasure. So every activity that you ask your teammates to do has to be a merry-making one. So what does merry-making mean? I want to say that they should find the pleasure. They should find the satisfaction that whatever they are doing is for the sake of club, and that's going to improve the entire club's, environment and potential. And last but not the least, the best thing is, effectively making use of networking. With the help of networking, you can understand how other leads are going about the same thing, because most of them will be in the same year as you are in. So with the help of that, you can actually prioritize, okay, this particular subject, this is how we can learn the subject, and okay, this is how I'll be having my campaigns being held. So all of this in a nutshell, you need to socialize more. You should keep in mind that academics are important, CGPA is important, and attendance is important. And all of this have to be balanced. Keeping all of this aside, you should also remember that as a GDSC lead, conducting the required number of events is important for you to graduate as a GDSC lead. That's a very crucial thing. So make sure you always uh, hold events in such a way that you do not cross the deadline. At the same time, do not compromise with the academics, as you have an option to delegate the works and distribute the works in such a way that no one feels the same kind of pressure. So that should be it. If anyone
Okay.
would like to add on.
Yeah, Kaivalya, yeah. Thank you for those insights. Yeah, that's really great. Like, we should actually prioritize our academics with the help of delegating works rather than putting all the pressures on us. So yeah, that's a great point, and all about that. That was a great insight that we got. So the next question that we have is like how to organize events which are helpful for the community and your academics at the same time. like organizing academic related topics. So Abhimal, I think you could answer about that.
Yeah, further, yeah. So what I was in my tenure, I had faced many questions, when I organized Compose Camp, my teachers used to ask, what is the use of conducting those events? Like, they don't know, they are not in the syllabus, though. They don't know the importance of skilling up. They don't know importance of the of GCP, Kotlin, and all. So, but these were the questions they asked me, these are not in the syllabus, so why are you conducting those events, why are you wasting their time? So after that, what I had done is, for the first year students, they have C program. For second year students, they have Java. So I had arranged several events that are related to the core subjects. Okay. So what are the advantage behind it is simple. So you can get permission from the college very easily if you are conducting events that is also in the syllabus. Okay. So you can tell them that this topic will help them to uh, achieve more CGPA, more marks in the exam. Okay. So that is the one point. Then the next point is, there can be supplementary exams also. When there is a time of supplementary exams, do organize events that help them to pass those supplementary exams. Maybe the first year, so maybe the second year students are writing the first year exams, and they may be writing the C program or any other things, like object oriented programming or something. So you can invite some person, resource person, who can take an awesome session in those topics which are helpful for them to perform in their supplementary exam. So these type of events, one thing you should notice, you have to organize the events told by the GDSC, because they are needed for your graduation and all. But apart from that, organizing these type of events will help them to build a trust from your college. Okay. The college will trust you that you are helping the students to score good marks. So it will also help you to organize several other events also. That is from my experience, and from many of the experience of other leads also. So that's all about that question, Father.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Like conducting events that are relevant to that particular point of time in your academic is pretty the relevant thing that you could do. Like conducting events that
Yeah,
would help the people score good in their exams. If anyone
Indeed,
have
I
anything
also
to,
thought, Fahad, that
yeah,
hosting our events during the weekends or during what Abhimal said on the off-peak hours, this will not only free up every GDSC members and their time during the week, and but they can also save time to prioritize their studies, and they can do that on the same contemporary time they can host the event also. Oh. So this is really useful one from Abhimal and Fahad. Thank you.
yeah, you're right. So hosting events in the weekends while also helping the kids prioritize towards their academics is great. Like it would really help them score good marks in their exams. Also, while learning something new, which or something that's usual would really help them. So my next question is to Srijesh, like how can we prioritize the academics while still having the GDC activities? It's been answered a lot in the previous question, but we could really add something from your part, Srijesh.
Okay, thank you for as the previous speakers discussed, like Mohit and Cavalier shared the experience of being in networking and sharing the task. So I would like to add some points in my point of view, and as an in my and from my experience of being a lead. So the first thing I would like to say is, like, always prioritize the academics. Like, it is not because since we are GDC lead and we have a responsibility to our community, that this is actually my point of view, to be genuine. Like, like if we are like going behind some kind of campaign, and if there is like there may be some exams, there may be internal exams and all other kind of things, and if we are conducting events in between, or we are like pushing our events in between, it will be like kind of issue with not only with the students as well as with the internal staffs or things like that. So it won't be a good like when others will look upon us, it won't give a good kind of view on us. Even it will be like for our community members, we should make a trust like we are helping them, and we are helping them, but we should not force them any kind of stuff like that. So what I should like is like we should first of all, if there is any kind of exams or any kind of internal or something like that that is regarding academics, I would suggest like prioritize that first. And in some cases that I have seen, like almost in all the some of the years of students, like in my college, maybe the final year and pre-final years will have examinations, and the first years and second year students will be on hold, like they won't be having any kind of examination or things like that. So what you can do is like you can use you can like, if any other community is doing some kind of events, and we can share it to them, and we can like ask them to like participate on that particular events, and share the experience from that event in here later. Or also I would like to add up one point, like prioritizing never means like postponing some events. Okay, this is my actually view, and this is what done sometimes. We can also prepone some events, like let there is as Abhimalek told, like there is C programming for first years as well as Java programming for second years. And if we are planning some kind of workshops for like C programming, and we can do one thing, we can like prepone the workshop so that it will help the academics. And as well as if we are planning some kind of placement training or kind of like coding or competition, and we will let you know that there is a kind of placement being happening in this particular date, and we can like prepone that particular coding event. Even it will be an task to like we have to need to organize all these things, but yeah, it will be like great, like giving it a chance, they will be get I think it will be a good option for them. So yeah, sometimes we need to prepone some events, and sometimes we need to like postpone some events, so it happens. And this is my experience of like doing these things.
And also for in Srij's point, I want to extend the point and I want to add that you can also stay ahead because GDSC is a vast community and it is has been there for many years. So what you can do, you can also teach them the emerging technologies and you can learn, experiment and stay ahead of the curve because there on the GDSC platform there is a section about learn also. You can learn things there and you can teach those also on your platform very ahead of your time, so you can do that. And by the power of collaboration, if you are not that much, you if you have not that much compatible for the event, then you can take the help of your community. By the collaboration you can easily delegate those things to the other members, and by which you will not only you will enhance your skills, but also you will be very well versed that how you or one should approach to others, social outreach we can say, or PR. And you can also build the network there, and you can also have some favor from them in future if something good happens to you in your career. Because in professional life, if we want some favor from someone, then it is not to be mean or selfish. It is in professional life it is a win-win situation for to both of them, or to each one of them who do these kind of things. So I must say, I must insist on the collaboration part.
Yeah, Srijesh and Mohit, thank you for those insights. Like collaborating with other GDSCs or with other communities are really helpful in managing at times where your academics are overlapping with the GDC activities. So that was really insightful, both of you. Right. Okay, so let's move on to the next questions. Next question, like this is one of the questions that we had covered in the few other questions. So the question is like how to manage doing your academic responsibilities and community responsibilities without fail. So I think Abhimal, you could answer that.
Yeah, Fahad. I think as you told, many people had answered this question. Fahad, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you're audible.
So I think Kaivalya had explained the question really great. She had pointed out many points related to this. Mohit, Srijesh also added Fahad also added some valid points into that. So I also like to add something into that. So the fact is, like, as you are a lead, this is your responsibility. So to conduct events, to so there will be some tasks. So these tasks are not for compromising. You can't compromise those tasks. And another thing is that the academic priorities also you can't compromise in anything. So that is what decides your future and your degree and all. So the thing we can do is prioritizing these things. Okay, so prioritize your task, prioritize daily. So I will just share an example. Okay, so maybe tomorrow you have to submit an assignment. Okay, so today you have to write an assignment, and today you are supposed to organize an event which is already planned and published before 1 week. Okay, so what you are supposed to do is prioritize the things, consider the situation. So consider the first priority, like maybe let's take the case of the assignment. So maybe if the assignment has to be submitted tomorrow, you can't make any compromise into that. Okay, so the next thing, you can leave that, and you can come to the next point, that is conducting the event. So you can check two possibilities, like you can if you can pass on the responsibility to your co-lead, your any of the other lead, you can do that. And the second option is you can postpone the event, but you can't postpone your assignment, doing your assignment, because it really affect your academics. So today that is what your priority is, doing the assignments, so you compromise in your event. Okay, so the next day, maybe so next case we can analyze. Okay, so you have your seminars, and the seminars is you have to take you have 2 days gap before the seminar, and today is your event also. So maybe Saturday is your seminar and today you have event, so you have 2 days 2 or 3 days gap. So you can compromise in the seminar. Okay, that is what like analyze the situation and prioritize accordingly. That is what you have to do. Okay, so in the second case you can compromise in the case of seminar, because you have 2 days gap, and you can go for the conducting the event. Okay, that is how you can prioritize the task and avoid these situation. Right, the first thing is avoiding such situation. When you plan the event, you have to plan accordingly. Will you face any similar situations like this in that day? Will you so analyze those situations. And the next point is use task management tools. Okay, even Google provides task manager. You use calendars to schedule your things, even small things. If you want to go somewhere, if you have a half an hour speech, if you have an execo meeting in your college, consider that and schedule it. So you will in your mind also, you that time will be blocked in your mind, and you can plan other things accordingly. Okay, these are some of the points I like to say. And another thing is, from my experience, I will say something like I was a POC of GDSC Wow Kerala. So so there was many tasks related with that apart from GDSC. So that day what I had done is, there were two there is I came across a scenario where I have to conduct the wow, and at the same time I have the IV, okay, the industrial visit and the college tour and all. So what I had done is I had a great responsibility of conducting the WoW in Kerala. And another thing is I have some commitment with my classmates to go along with them. I have I have friends in my class, so I have the commitment to go along with them in the IV and uh, in the college tour also. And I am also a class representative, so I was supposed to organize the IV also. So what I had done is I had organized the IV, but I didn't go. So the IV went well, and I work for the WoW. I divide the task of WoW to the volunteers, other leads, and I had managed the WoW also. I personally attended WoW and organized the WoW along with my other fellow leads, and I didn't attend the IV, but the IV went well. The one thing is I couldn't attend the thing. Okay, so when you prioritize the things, consider that nobody is you are not harming anybody. So in this case, I didn't harm anybody in this case, because I have to do some compromise in my wish of attending the IV, but I didn't harm my classmates. I organized an IV, and they went an awesome IV. And in the WoW also I didn't compromise. I divide the task and do some priority analyzing and all. So this is what you have to do. So maybe in the situation where making priorities, you have to compromise one thing. Okay, that is a fact. But you can't harm anybody. So consider that, build a situation and analyze your priorities accordingly, so that you are not harming anybody. You are not harming anybody, but you are doing all your tasks in the correct time. Okay, that is the another point. And the next thing is, like, as I told, the managing all this your task with task management tools. So using Notion and all can make your task very easily. Okay, so make use of that. So even when you guys organize the events, when you feel like you doing many tasks, so give them, as a GDSC lead. The goal of a GDSC lead is not working. The GDSC lead is a leader. So as a leader, you can divide the task to a person. A lead might not. It is not needed for a lead to design the poster. Okay, give the task to anybody in your college, anybody who like to part of the community, or your design lead. Okay, so don't try to do everything, but make others do the task. Okay, and this is a era of AI. So avoid human working, and use technologies to work for you. Okay, that will also help in your community and your professional life. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, that was really touching. Like you sacrifice your IV for wow. So that's wow. Yeah. Okay, so it's basically about prioritizing one thing over the other when you have a difficult time managing both of the things. So that was really great. And also about the last part, like using the AI tools for like helping or you aiding you towards creating something great or managing your task. So basically, when there's a time when you don't have a designer or you don't have a person to write content for you, you would actually go to AI tools like ChatGPT or any other tools, and you could actually build on that, create posts and even content easily. Okay, so you could manage time when there is no possibility of delegating your work. So that's great, Abhiman, and you shared a really insightful things and really great experience.
And
So
also, I want to say, while doing all this, we also need to know that what are the those tasks in which we have strength. We should not pick those tasks in which we are not compatible, or not have prior experience, because we will eventually lead out. It will lead out to us to the procrastination part, and it will hamper our credibility as a GDSC lead. So we must set an example. We should only pick those tasks at which we can excel. We are pro in those tasks, so we should pick that. Because this is the mistake which I did, because while organizing the GDSC, while as an organizer, what I thought that I can do the designing part, I can do the email part, but it eventually lead me out in the procrastination, it hampered my credibility, and I ultimately said that please hand it over to someone. Then what we did, we discussed things, and we did things in the chunking, and we made different teams, and that's how the task proceeded, and we eventually hosted a wonderful war session. And you can, this is a, different voice, each individual has a different adventure in their GDSC tenure. Just you should be tenacious enough, and you should be determined enough that you want to, give back to your community, and you always want to, endure yourself through learning, because every time when you pass through some tough challenges, then you become something else, and which can, wipe through your community also. So we must embrace those things, and it is a different voice for everyone. So we must, learn through this learning adventure. We should not speak no to any opportunity out there. We should be proactive throughout the tenure. That's it.
Yeah, that's great, Mohit. Yeah, you really had a great point to share right there. So, next question is to Kaivalya. Like, it's been answered a lot, but I think you could add more points to this. So, how can we help the community relate to the campaigns and make sure they are in accordance with their academics?
Thank you for her. So
Yeah,
that's like an utmost priority question because when we actually start having events, we basically also have our course running alongside. So not just you, but there are people out there from different years who are actually looking up to you, so that you might help them with their course as well as learning a new skill. So what you could do is, the best thing that you could do is reforming the course that is given to you, reforming the campaign syllabus that's given to you. For example, what you could do is, we had web campaign event in our tenure during the month of January. And what we did was we tweaked the syllabus to our comfort level. We were given an opportunity to also talk about Angular, also talk about other Google technologies apart from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But we changed it into HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and more about React. That's because we also had a course alongside web application development for all the third years who were our major audience. So this helped them understand the course, the academics that were going on alongside, and also help them understand the basics of web foundation. So this can be done not just with these kind of campaigns like web development or maybe the traditional technologies out there, but you can actually make those changes even in artificial intelligence campaigns where you focus more on the algorithmic part. You could do that because you can always integrate the algorithmic part, explain how the algorithm works, even though it might be a simple one, and maybe Google does not explain, I mean, GDSC does not ask you to explain more on the algorithmic part, but because you understand the level of your community, you understand how tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 colleges work, you can tweak the syllabus in such a way that students have the affinity with the subject that you are going on with. So the most thing, like the another thing that Abhimail has mentioned. So with Compose Camp, it was mostly on app development. Even though app development is not traditionally taught in our syllabus, at least for now. So what you could do is you could connect app development, the core topics of app development as to how the networking, how computer networks work. You can actually talk about all of the database management systems. You could say what's happening in the backend, even though that's mostly avoided. You could talk about how the backend works and maybe connect it to the traditional DBMS that's taught in our syllabus. You could connect it with computer networks and how this is going to propagate to a lot of Android devices out there, and how whatever apps that you're creating, how are they going to get updated. Or you can talk about all of these things if you're talking about app development, and mainly the same thing. Okay, no matter what technology you're taking into consideration, mostly we are 40 years behind when it comes to academics. So that's a very crucial thing that you're supposed to know. So whatever you're learning now are the advanced topics. When it comes to GDSC, whatever topics that we learn here, whatever campaigns that we hold are very advanced topics. But that doesn't mean our academics do not support any one of them. So it's like the basics. If someone wants to learn more on AI, if they're into machine learning, they could learn the basics of AI because that's already there in their syllabus. You could tweak it in such a way that you're talking about the A star algorithm or anything of that sort, or you could talk more about the DSA, the data structure part of whatever algorithm that you're talking about. You could talk about the FDLC part of it. You could talk about the logic gates if you're going into IoT based systems. So there's a lot of scope. Just be creative. Try to understand the community that you are in. Try brainstorming in about how you are actually going to deliver whatever subject that you have in such a way that it also helps them academically and also helps them learn a new skill set, in this way bridging the gap between the industry and the academics. So as a GDSC lead, our primary motive is to bridge the gap between the industry and the academics, and this is the best way that we could do that. So mostly, I'll just sum up whatever I've told. First thing is you need to be creative in reforming and restructuring the syllabus that's provided to you as a GDSC lead for any campaign or any facilitator session. The next thing is you could relate the course subjects, even though if you cannot change the syllabi, you can relate the subject whenever it's possible so that they can visualize it. The third thing is, again, I've already mentioned this point previously, but this is also apt for this question, so I'm mentioning it again. Effectively making use of networking and socializing sessions, because as a third year, most people might be in third years or maybe they might be in second years. You can connect with people who are of your year, and you could brainstorm along with them about how you're going to teach a particular session at your community. So in this way, you'll get more perspectives. You'll get to know how everyone is trying to deliver the goods or deliver the services that are supposed to be given. This is the best way of networking. So you'll get more strategies in this way. And yeah, that's how I would like to sum up about how you can relate your academics in GDSC in a way that people will feel more comfortable with the campaigns that are being held by GDSC.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
yeah.
that's all.
Like,
If someone would like to add on,
yeah, that's great. You
yeah.
shared a lot of information that's really helpful for us. So I think that's basically what we had to say about academics, thriving through academics and uh, GDSC, academic priorities and GDSC activities. So uh, I hope all the is if there's any question we could really answer. So listeners can put their questions in the chat section. Yeah,
Yeah, so
okay.
hello guys, I am Vatsar. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, so thanks to all the speaker for making this amazing today's session that is about academic priorities and GDSC. So like we all former leads were taking this initiative, I guess since 1 month, we have conducted this fourth space. So I would like to thank Virat and Tushar. Tushar was looking after behind all the technical part. So soon we will release the recording of all the four spaces on our YouTube channel and we'll share the link on Twitter. So if you guys having any issue in coming days or you want to connect with us, so you can follow us on LinkedIn and you can personally connect on us on LinkedIn. So yeah, that's all from our side. And might be we didn't cover everything, but might be whatsoever we cover, it will definitely will help you. So this so special and like heartily thanks to everyone, those who supported throughout these spaces. Like we were having first space on core team, which was led by Saurabh. Then we conducted a second, which was led by Aryan, Abhimal, and Keval, and then third also we were having Tushar, Virat all the time, and now this is the fourth one which we have conducted. So yeah, hope you will make a most of this and you will stay connected with us. So thank you all of you. Yeah, Tushar, Virat, you want to add something?
Hi everyone.
No, okay,
I
Virat, you
guess
go ahead.
I guess I want to thank Vatsal and Tushar for being the backbone for this whole initiative. Since the day one, they have, taken this initiative and made this thing possible for all the leads. And we're gonna have all the videos up and we're gonna make a playlist out of it. So keep checking the GDSC Wow YouTube channel and have a nice tenure in the GDSC. And thank you guys for that.
Okay, small correction there. It won't be the GDSC wow YouTube channel. It'll be diversity in GDSC,
Yeah.
and well, it's a community effort. So everyone, all the speakers, all the leads who came together, who took out some time from their busy schedules to prepare the content, to practice, and deliver it here. I would like to thank everyone, and that's all. That's all.
Thank you, everyone. So it was a great experience being a co-speaker. Last but not the least, we are always there to help you all. So you can connect with me on any platform. I go by the same name, so I guess it remains the same for everyone. So stay tuned, and thank you all.
Yeah, same here. Thank you all for joining, and thank you all for joining all the four sessions which you have been. And same as what Kayala said, my name is also same in all social media handles. So do follow me and make use of us former leads for your benefits for in the upcoming tenure. Thank you.